Hello folks and welcome back to DJDH channel Eclectic. Okay, so I want to talk to you about the victory we've had ADF, the Allied Defence for Freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religious conviction, and we've had a victory. So this victory I want to talk to you about, it's a victory. Sorry, I'm getting messages come across. This is annoying. The messages keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, but that's how life is. This is a victory not just for me. Rose Docherty said. Rose Docherty has been told that she will not be prosecuted, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But she said, this is a victory not just for me, but for everyone in Scotland. She's a Glaswegian who believes we should be free to hold a peaceful conversation. That's all she was doing, offering to have a peaceful conversation. And she was arrested in February, and I'll tell you about that. So Rose Docherty, she was arrested on the 19th of February this year, 2025. She's a lifelong Glaswegian, and she stood peacefully within 200 metres of a Glasgow's Queen Elizabeth II Hospital and the campus there, holding a sign that read, "Coercion is a crime. I'm here to talk, but only if you want." Coercion is a crime, here to talk only if you want. That was classed as criminal by the Glaswegian police force. Now, her quiet presence fell within the so-called buffer zone, as I stated. She was within the 200 metres, 150 metres in England and Wales, but it's 200 metres in Scotland. They have to do something different, don't they? And so she was in this buffer zone around the hospital, Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow, where the new law, well, it's not that new now really, it's a year old, where the law prohibits harassment, intimidation or influencing decisions about abortion. And the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow performs abortions. And Rose was standing outside with that sign saying, "I'm willing to talk to you if you want, but only if you want." Okay. So despite engaging in none of these activities, intimidation, harassment or influencing decisions, Rose was arrested and later offered a formal warning requiring her to admit wrongdoing and refrain from similar actions in future. She refused to compromise. She refused to compromise her conscience by admitting to an offence she'd not committed. She'd not been doing harassment or intimidation or influencing decisions. She was just offering to talk. People that are going through turmoil of the mind, it helps them to have a chat. It's friendly chat, But she was arrested for doing that offering that kind deed. So refusing to compromise her conscience by admitting the offence that she hadn't committed, Rose, supported by the legal term of ADF International, I am a member, rejected the warning outright. So this week, the prosecutor fiscal confirmed the case had been dropped and the warning was withdrawn. Since February, she's been made to wait February, March, April, May, June, July, and into August. Nearly 6 months of worry that I'm going to be prosecuted for something she hadn't done. She wasn't guilty of. Reacting to the news, Rose said, I'm going to quote her now, so I'm going to look it up. It seems I've not been able to. Let me see. Okay, reporting to the news, Rose said, "This is a victory not just for me, for everyone in Scotland who believes we should be free to hold a peaceful conversation. I stood there with love and compassion, ready to listen to anyone who wanted to talk. Criminalising kindness has no place in a free society." That was a quote from Rose herself. Now, Lorcan Price, he's an Irish barrister and legal counsel, and he works for the ADF International, and he said, "No one should fear arrest for offering a consensual conversation. Rose's case is a stark example of how buffer zone laws can be weaponised to silence peaceful expression. We are relieved that common sense has prevailed, but the fact that Rose was arrested and threatened with prosecution shows the urgent need to protect fundamental freedoms in Scotland, and I would say in England and Wales too. Docherty's arrest, Rose that is, Docherty arrest drew international attention, with the US State Department publicly expressing concern about her arrest, adding, "Freedom of expression needs to be protected. We call on governments, whether it's in Scotland or around the world, to respect freedom of expression for all." Gillian Mackay admits buffer zones impact prayer within homes. In February, that was when Rose was arrested, Gillian Mackay, a member of the Scottish Party, admitted that prayer by a window in one's own home could be offence within a buffer zone, depending on who is passing by. So it's not an absolute law that it's wrong to pray in your own home in the window, but it depends who's passing by. Who does it offend? And they arrest you for offending someone's, Christians, heathens, agnostics. They shouldn't be offended that they see someone praying. So who would be offended? Would it be Islam, Muslims? I'm not going to comment, or have I? Now, speaking on BBC's Scottcast podcast, the Green Party politician, because Gillian Mackay is a member of the Scottish Parliament and she's a member of the Green Party, repeatedly denied that prayer was being criminalised under the law. She denied it. It's not. But when asked if performative prayer with clasped hands is visible from a window could be prosecuted, she responded, "Well, that depends on who's passing by the window." I just said it. The admission came despite previously accusing US Vice President J.D. Vance of spreading shameless misinformation when he highlighted concerns that even private prayer within people's own homes may amount to breaching the law. So now she's admitted it. After accusing him of making it up and shameless misinformation, she then admits it. What about Lois McCatchy Miller? She's a Scottish person who represents ADF in Scotland. And she said, "We were concerned when such legislation was proposed. That we'd witness a slippery slope of censorship less than a year after the law came into force." Gillian Mackay has admitted that it would impact silent prayer, even in your private home, depending on who's passing by the window. And what's more, we've seen an innocent grandmother, she's referring to Rose Docherty, arrested for just offering conversation. Who are the authorities to determine what conversations, thoughts or prayers members of the public do or don't want to have? Who are the public that demand this? Are the majority of the people in Scotland, are the majority of people in Wales, are the majority of people in England, are we saying arrest people for praying in the street or in their home if they're seen through the window? Are we saying we should arrest people for offering to comfort someone, to have a conversation with someone who's crying, who's in despair, who's... I don't think we are. I believe the left wing, the extreme left wing, have taken over our government organisations and they are wielding a large sledgehammer onto anyone who raises their head above the parapet, anyone who raises their voice, anyone who expresses themselves that doesn't agree with homosexuals, abortion, immigration, illegal immigration, and this quieting down of not prosecuting shoplifters. I don't think the majority agree with this. I'd like to hear your comments. Your comments are always welcome. Please do make your comments and press that subscribe button. You're not pressing that subscribe button. You're letting me down. Come on. It doesn't cost you a penny, nor even a dime, a cent, not even a rupee. It's totally free, so why not? Like the button as well. Press a like, press subscribe, and make your comments known. And until the next one, I'm going to close now. As you can see, I'm not dressed properly. I've just come from hospital. I've just had a blood test. I have to have them every 6 months, at least 6 months. Well, no, every 6 months or less, because of my heart. So I've just come from there, and then it's so hot at the moment. I've got the fans on, I've got the windows open, I've got the doors open, and it's still hot here. How nice, how nice. So I'm going to go in the garden and soak up some of those D3 rays. They're beneficial to our bones and our skin and our flesh. So until later on today, be safe, be good, and make your comments known. Don't forget the button. Press that subscribe button. Okay, no more. Bye for now. Bye.